In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on September 2nd, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Virginia versus Tennessee. It's a battle of Power 5 conference programs on the gridiron as a team from the Atlantic Coast Conference kicks off their season with a contest against one from the Southeastern Conference in the Volunteer State. The Virginia Cavaliers are on the road as they make the trip to face the number 12 Tennessee Volunteers Saturday afternoon. Virginia struggled in 2022, finishing the year 3-7 and missing out on a bowl game for the 3rd straight season. Tennessee finished the 2022 season 11-2 and capped the year with an emphatic 31-14 pasting of Clemson in the Orange Bowl. In the all-time series between the programs, the Volunteers own a 3-1 advantage, including a 23-22 win in the most recent meeting, which came in the Sugar Bowl on January 1, 1991. Virginia is 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games in September and 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 Saturday games, while the over is 4-1 in their last 5 games against the Southeastern Conference. Tennessee is 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 games overall and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 Week 1 matchups, while the over is 6-2 in their last 8 games against the Atlantic Coast Conference. Virginia had their struggles last season when it came to moving the ball and putting points on the board. Now, the Cavaliers have a new quarterback, no returning pass catchers that are a threat, a mediocre run game, and you have to face Tennessee on the road to open the season. All the Volunteers did last season was lead the FBS in scoring offense and total offense, while scoring at least 50 points in 6 different games, including 52 against Alabama. While Virginia was decent on the defensive side of the ball last season, they didn't face a team as explosive as the Volunteers. Milton III may not be as dynamic as Hooker, but he was solid in the Orange Bowl win over Clemson, shredding the Tigers for 251 yards and 3 scores. That Clemson defense was far better than what Virginia brings to the table here. I think we know what Joe Milton brings to the table, and he did look good in the bowl game, but I'm a bit hesitant to just jump in and lay 4 touchdowns with Tennessee right off the bat. I think there's going to be a bit of an adjustment period, and while I think Tennessee wins this one comfortably, I could see Virginia easily sneaking in the back door for the cover. So the Virginia Cavaliers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Last season, Virginia saw the under post a 7-2-1 mark in their 10 games. Their 2 overs and the push came in conference play over the final 6 games after starting the season with 4 straight unders. The Cavaliers were under machines as the visiting team last season, with the under posting a 3-0-1 mark in their 4 road games. Tennessee went over the total in 7 of their 13 games, including the bowl game last season. The Volunteers piled up points as the home team last season, going over the number in 6 of their 7 games as the hosts. In their home games last season, Tennessee saw combined point totals of 69, 69, 71, 101, 89, 50, and 90 points, scoring at least 38 points in each game. My one knock on Tennessee going into this game is the chance that they get such a big lead they start subbing in personnel on defense and give up garbage time points. Tennessee will have their way on offense and pile on points, with Virginia struggling but scrapping across field goals and garbage time touchdowns. Expect aggressive play calling from both teams as Tennessee looks to run up the score and Virginia looks to air it out and stay in the game. Based on what we saw with the Volunteers offensively, this game ends up over the number thanks to the heavy lifting of the hosts. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Arkansas State versus Oklahoma. The Arkansas State Red Wolves collide with the Oklahoma Sooners in the season opener on Saturday afternoon. The Red Wolves posted a 3-9 mark last year and went 1-7 in Sun Belt action. The Sooners sported a 6-6 record and 3-6 in Big 12 play. This marks the first meeting since 2000. The Oklahoma Sooners failed to win at least 8 games last season for the first time since 1999. This rich history of success is expected to be carried on by second-year head coach Brent Venables, who frankly disappointed a lot of Sooners fans last year with a 6-7 record. The stars are aligning for Oklahoma to be a much better side in 2023. Quarterback Dylan Gabriel leads the offense, and when he's on his game, he is one of the best ball slingers in the country. 4 starters on the O-line return, and the running back committee should be one of the best in the Big 12 led by Javonte Barnes, while the receiver core serves as the biggest concern after losing Marvin Mims to the draft. Michigan transfer Andrew Anthony should help bolster that unit. The Sooners' woes weren't on the offense's shoulders last year, considering they ranked 11th in yards per game and 25th in points per game. Their defense failed to rank in the top 100 in both opponent passing yards per game and opponent rushing yards per game last year. The defense should be much improved with a wide variety of incoming transfers, and frankly, defense is Venables' strong suit. Even if the D was weak against Big 12 offenses last year, it should have success against an Arkansas State team that ranked 123rd in yards per game in 2022 and has a lot of new faces on a squad that finished 3-9 in 2022. This is a massive line for a season opener, but Arkansas State wasn't good last season and has a lot of players to replace, which makes things even rockier. Oklahoma has the returning players to make a major splash this year and should have some fire in its belly after a disappointing effort last year. Again, huge number and does open things up to a possible backdoor cover. However, Arkansas State just doesn't have the talent on either side of the ball to put up much of a fight here. Venables and company will want to make a statement in Week 1, and I believe their offense will be too much for the Red Wolves to handle. This screams a classic Week 1 beatdown kind of game, so the Oklahoma Sooners to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. I believe that Venables is going to turn things around with this defense as he gets his personnel on the field. The second-year head coach was stranded with a bunch of misfits from Lincoln Riley's tenure at Oklahoma, and we all know that Lincoln Riley doesn't necessarily put an emphasis on playing defense. So this should be a bounce-back season for the Sooner defense. Furthermore, just because J.T. Shrout has the veteran moniker doesn't mean that he's a sure thing in terms of production at quarterback. As a matter of fact, this senior quarterback owns just a 12-11 touchdown to interception ratio spanning 272 career passing attempts. I don't think we're going to see this Arkansas State offense get going in Week 1, not in the hostile Memorial Stadium. While I'm expecting to see the Oklahoma offense on full display Saturday, I still believe that we'll see the final score come in below the total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Colorado versus TCU. This college football Saturday matchup features the new-look Colorado Buffaloes traveling to take on the TCU Horned Frogs at home. Colorado will be looking to make a statement behind new coach and quarterback Dayan and Shedeur Sanders, while TCU will look to prove that they are better than the 65-7 rout they suffered in the national championship game. The Horned Frogs are turning the page on a new chapter of TCU football. They lost some of their star power from last year's team, but the target on their backs won't be any smaller. In Week 1, though, they'll have a leg up on their competition and experience, both on the field and dealing with adversity. The Buffs are as close to what an expansion franchise would look like at the NCAA level. The level of roster turnover TCU has endured is unprecedented. Asking this team to gel quickly enough to take down the 2022 college football playoff runner-up on the road is far too much. There's enough returning talent on the Horned Frogs to take advantage of the Buffaloes' lack of cohesiveness, and I'm confident TCU offensive coordinator Briles will be ready to prove he's the man for the job. On the defensive end, the Horned Frogs secondary will make life difficult for Shedeur Sanders in his Power 5 debut. Both Colorado and TCU have a lot of production to replace, but it's far worse for the Buffaloes, who are also breaking in a new coaching staff. It could take Colorado some time to really get things rolling, and this isn't an ideal season opener on the road. I don't love laying big chalk in season openers where it's still a feeling-out process for teams, but TCU is in far better shape right now from a roster standpoint, so the TCU Horned Frogs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. I bet that we'll see fewer explosive plays than some expect in this Week 1 battle. With all of the unknowns in this matchup, it would surprise me if we saw these two offenses move the football consistently. TCU has a new quarterback and offensive coordinator and must replace most of its rushing yards and receiving yards from 2022, especially early. That will be clear as the Horned Frogs look to settle in and the Buffaloes fly around looking to make the plays that prove they belong. There's no denying that Colorado has skilled playmakers on the offensive side, but the offensive line may go through some growing pains early in the season. If it's unable to open holes for the run game, the lack of offensive balance will likely put too much pressure on Sanders to make plays against a good TCU secondary. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.